Hey, it's Adam from Buzzy. Pretty excited to share with you something that we're working on that's an absolute game changer in our eyes. Um, as you know, just a bit of background about Buzzy, we allow you to take an idea and we turn it into something that works, a working application, either web or native, instantly in a matter of minutes. We also can produce a Figma file from that, and you can use that to tweak the application and make it look and work exactly how you need it to. We also allow you to start with a Figma file, and then you can go through and use the Buzzy plugin to mark it up. Bits of feedback that we've had along the way is that that's a lot of effort to be able to do that. Look, it's still incredibly faster than going and taking a design file and handing it to a development team, because we skip over that whole design to dev handover and just make it work instantly. But the effort required to mark it up is manual. So it could take hours or days depending on the complexity and size of the application. Like, for example, if it's got a couple of hundred screens, go, that's a screen, that's a view, that's a field, and that. It's just a bunch of clicking around. So the new AI-powered Automarkup feature that we're working on is a game changer, because it's going to allow you to do that in a matter of minutes. So I thought I'll give you a very, very early preview of this. Again, disregard the user interface. It's all going to change, but this will kind of give you an idea of what we're working on. It's pretty exciting. So to start off with, just the process you go through when you define an application is you need a bit of description about the application. We call that the brief, or it's like a mini PRD, product requirements document. You then define a data model, and then you go through and start marking up and matching the data model to the user interface, and adding in things like actions and other functionality. And then you can publish it and have a look at, get a preview of that application. Now, in terms of auto marking it up, we've made this new feature that's going to allow you to, the AI will actually look at the screen and the structure of the Figma file, and it actually will go through this process of creating the brief, the data model, and then marking up the application as well. So we can see over here, it's actually created the first version of the brief. Let me just pull that over there. And we can see it's looked at, it's given it a name for our delivery app. This is a food delivery app. By the way, this application was created with Figma's new AI, Make Design. So we created this first screen. We actually, the feature got pulled temporarily. Hopefully it'll be back soon. But this is going to be a great starting point. Now, obviously, if you've got existing Figma files, that's really where this is going to add a lot of value as well. So it's got a functionality over here about the application. So search, you can view restaurant details, filter services. And this is an editable thing. So look at the data requirements. The restaurants contain details, including name, location, rating, delivery time, and categories. And then you've got different categories. You've got menu items and so on. Now, this is editable. Now, one of the things I can see over here is that in that restaurant functionality in the data model, it's actually forgotten to say that a restaurant actually has an image. Let's say, and an image of the restaurant. So I can add that, modify that. We can add new requirements, and we can look at we can make changes to that brief or mini PRD. Now the next step over here is we want to generate the data model. So we've got the brief. Again, it's going to come back and look at the brief that was written that's been edited by you, and the images and the way everything's structured, and now it's going to come up with the data model for this application. And depending on how good it is, it'll come up with hopefully all the core data and the relationships between those elements as well. So you probably see things like restaurant, and then you'll have menus or menu items and that. And again, this is all completely modifiable. So let's have a look. That's done. Here's the first version of that data model. So you can see over here we've got a restaurant. And hey, it's got an image in there now in the data model, which is good, because we remember we modified the brief to be able to do that. It's then got a subtable of menu items, so it understands data relationships, and then we can look at a menu item, and then that's got a name, description, price, image, and so on. And then it's got all the data structures for things like orders and order items, and that. So it's done all that automatically for us. So at the moment, nothing is marked up besides the screen, the top level view of the frames. So for example, if I just pull that over here, if we looked at, for example, this view over here of the results, there's nothing marked up in here. So this is where, if we come back to over here, we can mark up either a group of screens or all of the screens, and we'll just we'll just do, let's mark up all the screens and see how that works. Generally, you'll probably work in subsets of little working bits of the application and get those pieces working, and then piece it together, as opposed to just wave the magic wand and just hope that it all automatically works. Now, I'm sure we'll get there. There will be multiple iterations in this, and we'll refine the AI and the code that makes that happen. But let's see here. So we just got two screens, so the detail screen and the home screen, and let's mark them up and see how we go. So it's already done, the detail screen, and the home screen's being worked on at the moment. And there we go. So now it's marked up the screen. Now let's see what it's done. So let's go into this home screen over here, and let's go into here. We'll go into the design tab, and we can see that it's come up, it's worked out that this element over here that's highlighted is a view, which is like a dynamic list of restaurant cards. It's pulling it out of the restaurant data table, so it's got that right. It's going to show 5 at a time with a limit of 20. It hasn't set any sorting filters. We can override that. Let's drill into that and let's see what happens. So each one of those cards over there, it's got the navigation. So it's put the navigation. And by the way, it'll actually mark up the layout tab here, so it gives us an idea of what's been marked up and what's been done. So this is going to navigate to the details screen. So it's going to go from this screen to this screen. So it's worked out that type of action. If we drill into, let's see if it's got this right. Hey, it's got the field over here that's mapped to the restaurant image field for each restaurant. So when it pulls that in. Now, just by the way, it should probably pull that in as a summary mode. And again, you can modify this, you can tweak it, you could undo it, you could ask it to change something in the brief or the data model, ask it to do it again. But this is super quick. That again, probably just marking up all these different elements would have probably at least taken me half an hour on this screen, and maybe quicker, I don't know, but that's it. Now, the real cool thing is that I can create a application, and we can also let's create a new app over here. So this will create a brand new application with a new set of data tables and everything. So that's the app. It's not going to have any data in it, so I can actually get it to generate some sample data, and that will take a little bit of time. So it's looking at the data and the relationship between that data, and it's going to generate some sample data as well. This is all standard Buzzy functionality that's available today. This isn't something that's new. The ability to auto mark things up is the new capability that we're talking about, which is super exciting. So let's just wait for it to finish generating that sample data, and we'll take a look at it. Now, again, early release, there's probably going to be bugs here, but I'm super, super excited about this. Okay, cool. So there's the sample data. Let's just have a look at it in live mode. So let's just hope this this works. Here we go. So here's the first version of the app, and then it's come up with Luigi's Pizzeria. I love that. It's actually generated some sample data that it's pulled out of. I think it's using Unsplash at the moment, but we'll also add in some AI image generation in there as well. And let's see what happens when we click on that. Now that then goes to the El Taco restaurant. Now this screen over here, it's just got some standard stuff that probably needs to be changed over there. We need to mark it up differently, so pull some data. Again, we might not have put that marked that up correctly or defined in the data model. But anyway, that's it. If we look at this, what's actually generated behind the scenes, we look at through the Buzzy workspace, you'll see what's been generated. So this is the application. We can let's go to the data tables. You can see it's got all the data tables in here, and it's got the menu items. Let's go down over here. There's Luigi's Pizzeria. So this is all the data that's driving that application. This was all generated as sample data automatically. It made up the delivery time and the delivery fee and all that sort of stuff. And then the sample data generation only works on a real small set of data. You can generate more sample data, but there's no menu items for that one. So again, this is the next level of going from Figma to something that makes it work. So make it real, make it work. I'm super excited about this. Jump in our website, sign up to Buzzy today. We'll be releasing this in beta very, very shortly. As you can tell, I'm super excited. Thanks for watching.